hope you enjoy my forthcoming video. It's about a bunch of records I have. I still never have got an official count, and this is the next day. I lost the video that the introduction video. Must have accidentally deleted it or something. So I'm just going to redo it. And in that video I explained about the Hit Records label. And from what I understand, this is what it looks like. From what I understand, it was a label that had knockoff songs of knockoff recordings of popular songs back in the day. And I've never owned any Hits records until yesterday, when I got a stack that looks approximately like this of them among all the others that I have. So sit back and enjoy. Get yourself something to drink or whatever, because it's going to be a long video. There's the Map Sky Holiness Singers again. They're a local group just down the road from me. Got 2 Roy Acuff albums. Try to fix my zoom. It looks a little zoomed in on me, but I guess we'll have to go from there. There's the other Roy Acuff. These albums look like they've practically never been played on the inside. And I got a Ray Conniff album. All these albums look really great. I haven't played any of them yet, but they look great. And I've got a boatload of 45's. What I'm going to do right now on camera is kind of sort it. Some of these I may get rid of because they don't really hold my interest. I may get rid of a lot of these, maybe, who knows. This first one's on the RCA label. It's Living in My Dream World, and Putting on the Ritz by Taco. Never heard of it. And this one's on the Jet Records label. It says that title After All. This is all music and lyrics by Jeff Lynne, produced by Jeff Lynne too. And on the back side it says Rock and Roll is King. This one is on Kimbo Records. Chicken Fat is the name of the song, and it's got 2 different variations of that song. And Blue Label is one variation, and the pink is another. Some of these I really want to investigate. This next one is on RCA Victor label. It's Steve Colton of 45's, and just a little bit of soul with So Far Away from Home and You on the back, like that. Next one is the Everly Brothers. And I'm going to say this is the Candace record label. And it's got This Little Girl of Mine and Leave My Woman Alone, and it's got 4 songs on it. Backside says, should we tell him, and be my papa, Bebop Luna, I guess you'd say. You kind of see it there. This one's on the Dot Records, and it's got 4 walls, and artist is kind of scratched through on the label. And Talking to the Blues, and I assume both of these songs are by Jim Lowe. Next one up is on the RCA label. It's Daryl Hall and John Oates. One side's got One by One, and the other side has got Art of Heartbreak. Next one is on the United Artists label. The Highwayman that performed the Gypsy Rover, and Cotton Fields. I think I'll be interested in that. That's the Cotton Fields, I think it is. Before I forget, should look at it. I may start just showing these to you instead of reading them. Maybe you can read that, because it's hard for me to talk for some reason at times. And Lonely Teardrops, Jackie Wilson. I'll check that one out. And The Blue of the Evening, and it's on the Brunswick label. This one is on the Columbia label. Let's see. So far. That one. See something you're interested in, shoot me a line in the comments, and maybe we'll make a deal out. Steve Miller Band. But there is a handful of these records that I know of right offhand that I don't want to sell. Especially the albums. I don't want to sell them. This one's got the Columbia Records label and Men at Work Crazy on one side and Men at Work Down Yonder on the other. Eventually I'm going to go through all these and just play them privately, but not on camera. This one is one of the hit records. It's got Please Please Me on one side and My Bonnie on the other. 3 stacks is what I'm going to do. I want to separate off the hit records. This by no means I'm going to throw away anything, but I just want to separate some of this stuff. Okay. This one for sure I don't want to sell, even though I've got 2 copies of it. It's Winchester Cathedral by the new Vaudeville Band. And the other side, the flip side, is Wait for Me Baby. I'll show you this one. And this side. Upside down. Okay. Okay. Some of these seem like the most recent in these collection is from like 1982, 83 or so. 82 was the year I was born. This is a Warner Brothers record. Some of these songs I never really heard of or anything, but some of y'all might know them. This one's on Mercury's Polygram Records. Billy Joel, Easy Money. And Tell Her About It on the Columbia label. There's another Daryl Hall and John Oates. There's If I Had a Hammer by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And Going with the Rainbow by the same. Take that. This is the Pointer Sisters. We're going to make it. And should I do it? This is a Lee Greenwood. I believe the song title is I Owe You. And the backside says another you. Here's another hit record. This is a Drag City by the Jalopy 5. And Forget Him by Wayne Harris. I'm Just a Fool Anyway by Paul Anka. And Tonight My Love Tonight on the back side. Here's another hit record. I'll let you read that. Here's a hit record with Blue Velvet on it by Fred York. We'll try that one sooner or later. And the back side, I'm going to let you all read that. And this one is titled Empty Feeling by Johnny Tillotson. Never really heard of him. And Out of My Mind by the same person. This one is titled Beware the Dog by George Fame. It's on the Epic label. And The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde. And we'll put that one in my top interest selection. This is GTO by the Roamers. It's on another hit record. I never had any hit records until I got this box. And In the Misty Moon. I'm going to let you all read that. Ring Ring Grass of Home by Tom Jones and the Parrot label. If I Had You by Tom Jones. I'll put that in my highly interested label in my stash. And She's a Fool on the Mercury label. And The Old Crow, both by Leslie Gore. The Story of My Life by Marty Robbins. And Once a Week Date. All in the same label, Columbia. I'll put that in my top end wrist label. Stash, I mean. Haunted House by Jumpin' Gene Simmons. I don't know much about the High Records label. Hey Hey Little Girl. Never heard that. This is on the Atlantic label. Say It One More Time by Clarence Carter. And Patches by Clarence Carter. This is titled, next one up is Mercury Records, and it's titled Old Cape Cod by Patti Page, and Wandering by Patti Page. I believe I'll put that in my highly interested stash. This is on the Philips label. And Working My Way Back to You with the Four Seasons. I believe that's a bit of a hit. And Too Many Memories by the Four Seasons. It's on the Warner Brothers label, and Round Every Corner, I guess it's by Tom Hatch, or actually Petula Clark, correction, yeah, and Two Rivers by Petula Clark. I'll put that in the maybe pile. And the Philips record label, You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You by the Wonder Who. And on the Good Ship Lollipop by the Wonder Who. Try that one. This is on the Capitol label. And it's got Diane Lewis on the handwriting in it. On it. This is Sonny James and the Southern Gentleman, and the song title is Running Bear. And A Midnight Mood. This is another Columbia. And it's Lynn Anderson, Nothing Between Us, and Rose Garden. This is the Decca record, Three Cigarettes in an Ashtray by Patsy Cline, and A Stranger in My Arms. And here's one on the Liberty label. I never heard of that. I'll let y'all read that. This is one by David Cassidy. It's Rock Me Baby and Two-Time Loser. It's on the from 1972 Bell Records division of Columbia Pictures Industry. Why not just release it under the Columbia label? I think I'll put that in my maybe interested pile. This one's got a little bit of damage to it, and it's Satonic and Real is the Satonic is the label, and Reality Composition #1 by the Flies, and Got to Get Away by the Flies. This is on the Melrose Records label. It almost looks like a Saturaday record to me. And it's Way Down Yonder by Ed Cherry and his Rhythm Bones with Jack Collins and the Musical Spoons. Barrel Barrel Polka on the flip side. I think I'll put that in my top interest pile. Next one is on the ABC Paramount label, and the song title is When My Dreamboat Comes Home by Ray Charles, and Crying Time by Ray Charles. RCA Victor, and it's titled Letters from Vietnam, however you say that, by Sergeant Barry Sadler, and it's spelled with 1 D, U.S. Army Special Forces, arranged and conducted by Sid Bass. This ought to be interesting. And on the back of it is the Ballad of the Green Berets. This is what it looks like. I want to put that in my definitely interested pile. This is an MGM record. I Almost Called Your Name. Almost Called Your Name is what I meant to say. By Jewel Hall. And The One Who Loves You. Here's another hit record. It's People by Marty Webb. And I Don't Want to Be Hurt Anymore by Leroy Jones. And I'm going to say this is on the Promenade label. It's Christmas Symphony, Joy to the World, White Christmas, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Al Goodman and his orchestra, and Christmas Symphony, Silent Night, King Wichela's, and Deck the Halls. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the Good King Wichela's or song. But I'm going to put that in my definitely interested pile. And this next one is Silent Night by the Sandpiper Choir. Chorus, or whatever you say, directed by Mitch Miller. And it came upon Midnight Clear, directed by Mitch Miller. The Sandpiper Choir. I'll let y'all look at that so y'all can get it straight. I'm going to put that in my keep pile. And for Old 64 Gold, if you're watching, Old Goat by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And Tell It on the Mountain by Peter, Paul, and Mary. I'm going to put that in my definitely interested pile. Here's another ABC Paramount. And As I Have to Share by Paul Anka. And Summer's Gone by Paul Anka. Here's another hit record. And song is Save For Me by the Roamers on one side. And Selfish One by Betty Wrigley on the other. And this one I ain't going to say the record label because I can't really make it out. It's Skinny Like Kate on the Olympics. And Working Hard by the Olympics. Here's another hit record. And the song title is Wonderful, Wonderful by Wayne Harris. And I Can't Stay Mad at You by Kathy Taylor. Here's yet another hit record. I'll Never Find Another You, the Broadway singers from Nashville. And Come Back to Me by William Randolph and his orchestra. And this is a holiday hits. I know there's about two or three of these running around in here too. And it's God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen on one side, the music by the Music City Chorale, I guess you have to say that, and Away in the Manger by the same group. You can see it right there. I'm going to put that in my keep pile. And this is on Reprise Records. The City Never Sleeps at Night. And These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra. Look at the grooves on these. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got an odd reflection. I don't know if it's very worn or what. But I'm going to put that in my keep pile. Here's another holiday hits record. And it's got Hark the Herald Angels Sing by the Music City Chorale. The First Noel. Here's yet another holiday hits records. It says O Little Town of Bethlehem with William Randolph, organist with chimes. And it came up on the Midnight Clear. I don't really have any holiday records until holiday 45's, up until today. This is on the Swan record label. It's The Black Widow by Link Ray and his Raymond. And Jack the Ripper by the same people that Link Ray. I'm going to say this is the iNet label. This is distributed by Diamond Records of New York. I Miss You So by Kirby Saint. It's Kirby S.T. Roman. There's my Saint. And Summer's Coming. Here's another hit record. It's Woman by Bobby and Bubby. And Homeward Bound by Sammy and Theodore. In case you forgot what the hit record looks like, it's it. This is it. Because I think I forgot to show a few of them. This next one's on the Phillips label. And it's Why Did You Do It by Brian Hyland. And Run, Run, Look and See by Brian Hyland. Here's one that's on some sort of complicated record label name, so I'll just show it to you in a second. This is My Baby Wouldn't Leave Me by Vic Dana maybe, and 1,000,001. Let y'all get a good look at that. Here's one that's RCA Victor. That's easy to say. And it's got one titled They Don't Black Magic by Buddy Murrow and his orchestra, featuring Buddy Murrow on trombone. And on the back side is The Way I Feel by Buddy Morrow and his orchestra, vocal refrain by Frankie Lester. This one is on the Roulette label. On one side there's a Screw Loose by Ronnie Hawkins, and the other side is titled High Blood Pressure. Sometimes I think they have a bit of a sense of humor when they put these songs together. Put that in a pile of its own. This next one is The Last Thing on My Mind by Hank Locklin. And The Best Part of Loving You. This one is on Liberty label, and it's Girl After Girl by Tony Shondell. Troy Shondell, actually. And the other side is This Time by Troy Shondell. This next one is another MGM record, and it's got Dumbhead on one side by Kenny Arnell, and How Many Times Can One Heart Break. This one has on the Capitol label, and it's got Kelly Hoedown, Glenn Campbell, and Dreams of the Everyday Housewife. I think I'll put that in my most likely interested label stash. This one here is on the Roulette label, and it's Christmas at Our House by Lou Monte, I think is how you would say his name. and Dominic the Donkey. I think I'll put that in my mostly interested stash. This one is It Hurts So Much to See You Go by Jen Reeves, and it's on the RCA Victor label. And The Blue Side of Lonesome. I think that was a pretty decent hit. And this one is From Nashville with Love on the RCA Victor label, also by Chet Atkins. And the other side is just titled Rhythm Guitar. I think I'll put that in my interested pile and maybe switch this one over to the interest pile. Top interest pile. This next one is another holiday hit. So it's Deck the Halls with the Music City Chorale. However you say it, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And Oh Holy Night. This next one is on the MGM label, and I Will Love You by Richard Chamberlain. And the flip side is True Love. This next one is We Got Love by David Houston on the Epic label. And the flip side is Almost Persuaded. Put that there for now. This next one's another Hit Records label. This Is My Song by Kathy Shannon. And Love Eyes by Kathy Shannon. This next one is, I'm just going to show it to you. Can't really read it too well. Or pronounce it too well, I mean. This next one is on Boone Record Company of Union, Kentucky, and the song title is History Repeats Itself by Buddy Starcher. And on the back, the flip side is Sniper's Hill. And this next one is on the Capitol label. It's Just Another Man by Glenn Campbell. And Gentle on My Mind by Glenn Campbell. Seems like I've run into that song title before in its stash somewhere. Here's another one on the MGM label. It's Blue Is My Best Color by Sandy Posey. And Single Girl. I think I'll put that in my top interest stack. This is on the Reprise label, which is by Warner Brothers. Something Stupid by Nancy Sinatra and Frank Sinatra. And the flip side just by Frank Sinatra and Give Her Love. I just did something stupid. I had the record upside down. This next one is on the reprise label. It's Nancy Sinatra and How Does That Grab You, Darling? And the flip side is the last of these secret agents. I don't know if some of these records have wear on them, but they got these odd looking marks on in the grooves. We'll see. Here's another hit record. It's labeled My Boy Lollipop by Connie D. And Tears and Roses by Marty Wood on the flip side. Here's yet another hit record. It's got Little Honda by the Jalopy 5. And Making a Fool of Myself by Sandy Holiday. Here's the hit record. This one is on the Cameo label. 1960 Cameo Records is what I see on here. Joanne Campbell, it says Sloppy Joe. And that's one side. And I'm the Girl from Wilverton Mountain. I think I'm going to try that one to see. I don't know if I've really heard that, but we'll see what that is. Columbia Records and Patty Page. I knew I would see him again, and I guess it's Patty Page's picture there. And the flip side is Say Wonderful Things. And another hit record. This is Goldfinger by Sherry Young. And Something's Happened by Fred Hess. This one is on the Roulette label. And it's Love and Kisses I Give to You by Bobby Callender and Little Star. See, I noticed this side is marked up on this record on the grooves, and this side isn't so much. I don't know if it was played by a worn needle or what. This next one is on the Diamond Records label, and it's Go On by Kurt Harris. And Emperor of My Baby's Heart. And there's still more where that came from. This next one is another hit records. And it's Don't You Care by the Chords on one side, and You Got What It Takes on the other. And this next one is on the Carlton label. It's Dear Abby by the Condons. Or, yeah, I think that's how it reads, yeah. And Centennial March. There we go. Put that there. And here's the Parkway Records, and I think Cameo and Parkway merged or something. Well, it says 1962 Cameo Parkway Records. On in the fine print. And this one is Outside the Wall by the Cousins. And Sweet Georgia Brown by the Cousins. I'm going to put that in my definitely interested stack. This is another one on the Swan label. And it's Weekend by Link Ray. And Turnpike USA by Link Ray. Here's another hit record. Seems like they bought a lot of them. And it's Matchbox by the Jalopy 5. They probably recorded that at the same time as they recorded that other car song that was on there I just mentioned. I can't think of the name of it. Honda something or other, I think. And then I Grew Up to Be a Man by the Roamers in the flip side. And I may have to hurry along a little because my battery was dying. It didn't last long, believe it or not. This is Roulette, For All We Know, by Diana Washington, and I wouldn't know what to do. This next one is Dominique by Debbie Reynolds and Brother John. It's on the MGM label, as you can see. This is another hit record, and that's Where the Boys Are by Connie D. And the Shoop Shoop song by Denny Durgan. Yet another hit record. The Broken Hearted Fool Like Me. It's by Fred York. And Clinging Vine by Fred York. Someone Told Me a Story on the Capitol Records. It's by Merle Haggard and The Fugitive. It's on that label. Here's another hit record. And one side is Led's Turkey Trot by Alpha Zoe. And One Broken Heart for Sale by Ed Darden. Here's another one I'm going to let you back out. Because I can hardly say some of these words that are on there. Here's one on the Cub record label, and That's When I Cried by Jimmy Jones, and I Just Go For You. And The Green Green Grass of Home on the Hit Records label by Ed Hardin. And Mercy, Mercy, Mercy by the Society Group on the New Society Group on the back. Yes, say new. Columbia Records, and this is Wonder Drug by Carl Butler. And Don't Let Me Cross Over. Decca Records. It's so nice to come home to. You Stepped Out of a Dream is on it's got 2 songs on each side, and A Beautiful Lady in Blue, The Way You Look Tonight. There's that. Here is one on the Roulette label. It's Hey Lover by Debbie Duval. This World We Live In by Debbie Duval. And here's one on the Capitol label. You're Still the Reason I'm Living by Bobby Darin. And Now You're Gone by Bobby Darin. Okay, continuing on with our video, I got a small video that will not upload into my video editor for some reason, so I am going to try the aim the camera at the screen trick, more or less. Okay, so my camera decided to take a dump in the last few minutes, so I boosted him off a little bit. And we'll start off with Now You're Gone by Bobby Darin and You're the Reason I'm Living, which is what it cut off of in the middle of while I was talking last time. And this is another hit record. It's Get Me to the World on Time by the Cellos and Western Union by the Cellos. It's a Columbia record, and No Man Stands Alone. No Man Can Stand Alone by Johnny Mathis. It ain't a good time to make mistakes. And Every Step of the Way. And maybe y'all are sitting there watching me count as I'm trying to count these records. I haven't got an official count yet. This one is by Glenn Campbell, and it's Every Time I Itch, I Wind Up Scratching You. And Galveston. Yeah, it's Galveston by Glenn Campbell. Here's another hit record. And it's Pipeline by the Music City 5. And Don't Say Nothing Bad by Clara Wilson. Here's in case you forgot what the hit label looks like. Here's another holiday hits, and that's next to the last record I got. And it's Jingle Bells by the Music City Chorale. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Santa Claus Is Coming to Town. Of course, this record needs clean. And this is the last. It's actually a small 33 by the Tumbling Tumbleweeds. And Sons of the Pioneers Orchestra by Darrell Rice. And the other side has Cool Water and The Last Round Trip. Sons of the Pioneers. Okay. And that is it. And this is the record box. This is what I was getting ready to show when I ran out of battery on my camera. I think I had to actually boost it off a little bit to get the battery going again for a little while. Then I ran out again. There's the price list of everything I bought yesterday, and plus I bought a 45 album holder that looks similar to the old 78 holders from the same person that had nothing in it. So here's the record box, carrying box. The only thing I really noticed is it's got a broken hinge on the back of it. But might be able to do something about that, but I don't plan on carrying records with me, so it's just probably going to be a storage box, more or less. And to be honest, I actually got so many records that they don't all fit in that box yesterday. So thanks for watching, and God bless, and more to come later. Bye for now.